A biker hurled an insult at a 78-year-old veteran. Then someone in uniform stepped through the door. "You think that little piece of metal makes you special, old man?" The biker's voice sliced through the low hum of the diner like a blade. His tattooed arms flexed as he leaned forward, knuckles grinding into the worn laminate tabletop. Across from him, the old veteran didn't even flinch. He simply set his fork down, his weathered fingers brushing across the faded insignia stitched onto his jacket. Something was about to unfold. But what the biker didn't realize, this wasn't just any elderly man. And the second that diner door swung wide, everything was about to change. Frank Carter, 78 years old, had survived 3 tours in Vietnam, buried more brothers than he could count, and spent the last 10 years sitting in that very booth every Tuesday morning. He liked the calm, the way sunlight spilled through the windows, washing the hills in gold. But today, the peace shattered when a hulking biker with a sneer slid into the seat across from him. "This table's taken, Gramps." Frank had weathered worse, but he was worn down. Too old for brawls, too weary for pride. Then the biker flicked Frank's cap off his head. The entire diner froze. The waitress stopped mid-step. Even the jukebox seemed to go silent. Frank let out a slow breath, gaze steady. "Son," he said, voice gravelly yet calm. "You don't want to do this." The biker laughed. "Or what, you calling the cops?" At the counter, his crew snickered. One cracked his knuckles. Another flicked a switchblade open, just for show. Frank's heart pounded, but his hands stayed steady. He'd known men like this before. Bullies who mistook silence for weakness. Then came the mistake. "Bet you picked up that jacket at a thrift store." "Fake hero." Frank's jaw clenched. His fingers twitched, not from fear but from memory. The diner bell jingled. Boots clicked against the linoleum. A voice rang out, sharp as a rifle crack. "Problem here, Sergeant?" Every head turned. There in the doorway, dressed in full uniform, stood a Marine. His eyes locked on Frank. The biker scoffed. "Oh, great." Another washed-up vet, but the Marine took one step forward. Just one. And in that instant, the biker's smirk faltered. Because behind him, 2 more Marines stepped inside. Then a fourth. Looked like a whole damn unit had just marched into the diner. Frank hadn't called them. He didn't need to. They already knew him. The captain crossed his arms. "You disrespecting my friend?" The biker's crew shifted uneasily. The knife clicked shut. Finally, Frank rose to his feet. He didn't shout. He didn't have to. "Leave," he said, and for the first time the biker hesitated. Then they all left. No punches thrown, no dramatics, just the quiet certainty that some lines are never meant to be crossed. The Marines sat down with Frank. Coffee was poured. Stories exchanged. Outside, the hills stayed green, the sun still bright. And for the first time in a long while, Frank didn't feel quite so old. He was still a soldier, and soldiers always look out for one another. If this story moved you, hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments.